Hi, welcome back to Benjamin's Kitchen. Today, we are exploring one of the most fascinating reactions in cooking, caramelization. Before we start, here's what we need. First, we need some butter. And second, the things we need is a fresh onion. And the third thing, we need just a simple pan. And that's all. Hi, you might wonder why I'm cooking in a CR7 jersey. To me, cooking is a lot like training, timing, precision, and a little chemistry. So today, we are training right here in the kitchen, exploring the science in food.
Later.
Now that our onion is washed, let's start cutting it. Next, let's remove the lid from our pan and turn on the heat. We will give it about 30 seconds to warm up. This helps the butter melt faster and cook evenly later.
A few moments later.
So it's been about 30 seconds, and now we can add our butter to the pan. You will hear a little sizzling as it melts. Use chopsticks to gently move the butter around the pan so it coats and surfaces evenly. Now that our butter is evenly melted, we can gently place the onion slice into the pan. At this moment, the onions stay pale and firm. You will mainly see bubbles around the edges. That's just water inside the onion starting to heat up. The smell is still sharp because caramelization hasn't started yet. Now there are some changes happen. The onions are turning more translucent, and the edges are starting to get a light golden color. There are more and darker bubbles around them. That's the water evaporating, and the natural sugars beginning to react with the heat. This marks the very first stage of caramelization. Now the onions have turned a deeper golden color, with small brown spots forming on the surface. As we flip them, you'll notice they're becoming much softer, a clear sign that caramelization is progressing. At this stage, the onions look smoother and more glossy. The browning is more even now, and the rings are starting to soften into each other. At this point, the onions have entered the late caramelization. Their color is now a rich amber with dark brown rings, showing that the natural sugars have deeply reacted with the heat. Most of the water have cooked out, so the bubbling is slower and thinner. They are now very soft and sweet. From here, we just keep an eye on them so they don't burn. Now, our little experiment is complete. Let's taste one. It's soft, sweet, and full of caramel flavor. So simple and so delicious. So caramelization is a chemical reaction that happens when heat breaks down sugar. This creates brand new flavor, molecular and rich brown color. Unlike the Maillard reaction, which need both protein and sugars, caramelization only involves sugars. It generally begins around the 320 degrees Fahrenheit or about 160 degrees Celsius. As the onions heat up, the water inside begins to evaporate. This lets the temperature rise higher so the sugars can start to break apart into smaller pieces. These smaller molecules create new aromas. That warm, sweet smell we recognize in caramelized onions. At the same time, the color changes from pale to golden, and eventually to a deeper brown. Heat breaks sucrose, the main sugar in onions, into simpler sugars like glucose and fructose. These simpler sugars taste naturally sweeter. At the same time, many new aroma compounds form, adding nutty, toasty, and buttery notes. That's why caramelized onions taste deeper and complex, even though they come from such a simple ingredients.